Rostov is a little bit bigger. I think the general, or the population is, I think it's around 1.5 million, I think, if I remember right. So it's a lot bigger, and it's pretty spread out, but it's always really busy as well. That was the center of the mission, so that was where the mission home was and where the mission president lived, or in the mission office, excuse me. Beautiful parks, and they were all over the place, and they were huge. And in those parks, there'd be lots of people that were selling things, little Russian nesting dolls or coins or pins or lots of things like that. And then kind of the stereotypical Russian, they'd play chess in the park all the time, and it was super fun to walk by them, and just the old men hanging out playing chess. We loved it. Yeah, transportation, kind of the same thing, just super crazy, super busy, but there were always people on the streets to teach, unless it was freezing cold. Rostov's temperature, I think when I was there, it was a really, really cold winter, and it got down to like -60 for like a couple weeks, and then and we were inside a few of those days, and then out proselyting a few of those other days, and snowing like crazy. We had cars that were totally covered in snow. The sidewalks were, we were walking on a foot of snow underneath us, so that was crazy. But then in the summers, 110, so on the complete other side of the spectrum. At Rostov, it's called Rostov na Donu, and that's because the Don River is there, and so there's another boardwalk type place that's super fun to walk and teach people that way. The city is actually really well laid out. It's really square for the most part, and so it's easy to find places, which is nice. Sochi's not like that at all. At Rostov, they sell this ice cream cone that's super, super yummy called the Big Papa. And that's because in Rostov is where the mafia was started. And so and you see them, they're out for sure. But they're super respectful of the missionaries. They really, they don't really mess with you a lot. And I had a couple experiences where they came up to me and were like, hey, if you have any problems, give us a call. Here's my number. So that was fun. That was nice, knowing that they had our backs. Interesting places. There's off the center of the city, there's one of the biggest cemeteries in all of Europe. And we went there one day on a preparation day with the mission president, and fantastic. It was pretty incredible. That's kind of all over Russia, but they're super, super proud of their history. And that's a big piece of their culture. It's just history in general, which is cool. The branch in Rostov is incredible as well. So they're super strong and lots of really great members. A lot of Rostov, you see a lot more just Russians. And one of the cities, it's West Rostov, but there's actually quite a few Armenians as well, and they do a lot of construction work. In the branch specifically, there's a few Armenians, and they're pretty successful businessmen of different types. And I don't know that I fully understood what they were doing, but same thing. And maybe it was in preparation for the Olympics, or maybe it was just preparation or just building in general. But there's a lot of construction all the time, all over the place. The roads in Rostov were especially poor. Just the structure of the roads, which is just kind of a funny fact, but you'll feel it when you drive all the time.